Yep. Thank you, Kevin.
I'd like to thank everybody for joining today. My name is Kevin Rogers, and I work in the NDT group here at the Moto Shop. And today I'll be discussing a new product to our lineup, which is the drop test fixture, which we've abbreviated as the DTF. The good thing about the DTF is that there's really not much different than what we've used in the past. It still has all the benefits of the current NDT systems in that there's no part preparation. We do not require the parts to be cleaned or any dyes or magnetizing being done to the parts. So therefore we can test non-ferrous parts. It's extremely fast. The DTF is actually the fastest product we have, and it does do 1 part per second. It's very versatile. The system can be used to test many different configurations of parts. You select the desired part template, and you're ready to go. Just the same as the rest of our NDT brand software-based products. It's very easy to use. The simple interface makes the resonant acoustic system easy to learn and operate. It's rugged. It's designed to withstand a wide range of plant environments and is designed to be on the plant floor. And then we have the same report generation as we do. Summary report is easy to generate, including our statistical data. Some of the innovations that we've added on the DTF itself is that the DTF is designed to use NDT RAM software to test specifically smaller parts. What we usually test is in the range of 25 millimeters in diameter and smaller. The auto systems and the semi-systems sometimes have difficulty with the dampening that happens with the part sitting on a belt or conveyor. So what we have done is we drop the parts onto the load cell so that it's almost in a completely free state to resonate. So there's no dampening, and it just touches the edge of the load cell as it's impacted. This allows for a higher amplitude than what can be seen if the part were laying on a solid surface. Typically with smaller parts, you have a higher frequency response in the above 20 kilohertz range, and those signals are typically dampened by a belt or a table on other systems when testing small parts. The methodology is, you can see on the right, we have just a diagram of how it works, that the component is presented with the appropriate orientation, usually by a feeder bowl or a guide that is fed into the DTF. The part comes down a tube or the guide and impacts the force sensor and excites its resonant frequencies. Same as the other NDT systems, the microphone measures the acoustic response of the part. Then this data is processed and compared to the pass-fail criteria set up on the screen. And then the DTF automation sorts the individual parts into good and bad bins. You can see on the right, this is an actual installation at a customer facility where they had a feeder bowl that dropped the parts in one by one into the DTF, and you can see the 2 bins, the red for the bad bin and the green for the good bin. The features that we've added to make this a little bit of a better product for the plant floor is that we have a rotational part separator, and you can see this right here. This would be this white drum that rotates 120 degrees to dump the parts in the bad bin or the good bin, depending on how they test. We also have jam detection in the software that if a part becomes lodged in the bin, between the bin and one of these rails, the separator will back up and try again. We also provide signals for automation integration. The DTF provides a signal for cycle complete and a programmable parts counter. And what that does is we allow the customer to count how many good parts there are in a bin and then stop the machine based on that number of parts so they can change out bins. This makes packaging very easy because it automatically counts the amount of parts, and when that box is full, the user can then just seal up the box and ship the parts. We have typically the smaller parts focus on several markets, those being automotive, medical parts, which we've had great success with powdered metal, metal injection molding and powder injection molding. You can see several examples here. Some consumer products, things like metal gears inside drills and other handheld power tools, and some aerospace parts. The industries that the DTF serves, like I said, the metal injection molding and powder injection molding, small powdered metal parts, which we have a great deal of NDT systems that do larger powdered metal parts, stamped parts and deep drawn parts. One of our recent successes was a airbag diffuser that was a deep drawn part. It was about 100 millimeters long, which is actually a larger part for the drop test fixture, but the speed allowed it to be competitive. Some investment casting, ceramics, and composites. Some of the larger companies that we've sold to, you might recognize on the right-hand side, 3M, Ethicon with their medical devices, and Medavative, which is another medical device company. The typical structural defects that we can find with the DTF are the same as what we can find with all of our NDT products. For MIM and PIM, the metal injection molding and the powder injection molding, we typically look for cracks, chips, and voids. We can detect hardness and density variations and inclusions and heat-treated or non-heat-treated parts. Stamping and deep drawn, similar with the cracks, but we also can find delamination and tearing and wall thickness issues from part to part. I have two videos here that I'm going to show, and we're going to try it here first, and if they do not show up, I will switch over to the website where there's a video of the DTF on the website.
Yep. Try the one from your source file.
Okay.
That worked last night.
So that one doesn't appear to be working, so I'm just going to try to play the native file. Okay. Hopefully everybody can see that. It may be in a little bit of slow motion, but as you can see, we're dropping the part down a tube. It is hitting the load cell, and the microphone is right there. Now, it's difficult to see the computer readout. It's actually chopped off the screen, but we are taking data that fast, and we are testing parts at 1 per second. And you can see the drum rotates. That's a bad part. The bad parts come out on the left, and the good parts come out on the right. And I think I'm just going to rerun the video in case we miss something.
Good idea.
But the first batch of parts that we run are the good parts, and they are coming out the right side. The drum is controlled by a servo motor, and so it's very fast. We used to use a stepper motor, but now we've upgraded to a servo motor. It's significantly faster, and it indexes to one of 3 positions. So therefore, we're not indexing back and forth. We're just going forward to the next position. So now I'm going to run the next video, which is a close-up of the load cell and the microphone and the drum, so you can see how the sorting is done. You can see that these are good parts. They're going to the right side. Now we're switched over to bad parts, which are going to the left side. And I'll replay that again. You can see our microphone is set flush with the back of the fixture, so there's no chance that the parts can come up and deflect into the microphone and damage the microphone, but it still allows for a good signal to be heard by the microphone.
We may have to contact the Hollywood director to get a better slow motion video.
Yes, we're actually working on acquiring a slow motion camera to do some of the filming so we can provide a better video.
Yeah, it's just too fast.
Yes.
You can, well, yeah, you can show the NDTRAM.com.
So we do have a video of the drop test fixture, which is different than the one I've shown, or the two I've shown. And you can go and find more information and specs on the DTF at our website, which we've recently updated as of last week. All of our NDT web pages have been updated as of last week. So you can go to www.ndt-ram.com, and that will take you directly to the Modal Shop's NDT site, and you can sort or look through all of our products and all of our weight papers there. And if you have any questions or you would like me to try and send the videos to you, you can email me anytime at krogers@modalshop.com.
Beautiful.